and Daniel's going to talk about his middle name and the English name that we're going to call him. So, our new son is named Saja. And when I looked in the baby names book, it translated the name as God's helper. But when I looked into it a little further, I think it's a lot richer and deeper than that. So the verb lisod really means to sustain. And it also comes from the word, we also get the word seuda, feast, from that. And so it seemed very appropriate in this season of feasting to name him that. And feasting really, in the seuda, in that context, is really just as much about spiritual sustenance as it is about physical sustenance. So the word really doesn't just mean God's helper, but also God's sustainer. And it is our wish that that our son both receive and give sustenance from God and from others as well. But it's hard not to talk about the name Saja without also referring to probably the most famous Saja, Rav Saja Gaon, the famous rabbi and philosopher from the 10th century, who among other things was the first person to translate the Torah into Arabic. So, of course, we could say that we hope he's going to be learned and a Torah scholar, and all that is very true. But I want to talk specifically about something that Rav Saja said. So in trying to find a connection between Saja Gaon and Sukkot, I came across the Var Torah, which asked the question of why we read the book of Kohelet, the book of Ecclesiastes, on Sukkot. Sukkot is such a happy holiday, and Kohelet is in some ways such a dark book. And just as an example, the way that Kohelet describes joy, it says, "U'besimcha mazo aseh," which can be most obviously translated as joy. Like, what does it do? Like, what's the point of joy? And why would we read that on Sukkot? So, but actually, the word asah, which is normally translated as does, like what does it? Rav Saja Gaon says sometimes the word can also mean remain. So now the phrase is no longer joy, what good does it, but it's joy, how long does it last? In other words, the true sustaining joy, the real joy of sustenance, can only be experienced if you realize that it's temporary. And this, of course, is a wonderful message for Sukkot, because at the height of our joy, when we get the most spiritual sustenance, we dwell in the most temporary of physical structures. So it is our hope that our Saja will be a source of sustenance and joy for other people. And we know that he is surrounded by so many sources of sustenance. This incredible community that we live in, our friends, our many friends, our wonderful extended families on both sides. And we know that he will, of course, receive so much sustenance from his three amazing siblings, Matan, Josie, and Gaby, who just each in your own way are just so incredibly caring and loving to each other and to others. And finally, of course, he is going to receive so much sustaining joy from his father, who really is the master of taking sort of everyday moments where you can get really caught up in the logistics and getting from point A to point B and just figuring out ways to bring joy into those moments. And like just, like things like before school, finding a few moments to play baseball with the kids, when everybody's rushing to get on the bus. And
good thing or a bad thing?
That's a good thing. It's a good thing. And taking night walks with the kids in their PJs, when like it's like time for bed, but he takes the time This is my whole point. And telling endless stories in the car, and just there's so many times when you can get lost, and you get lost in just what you have to do, and he's always bringing joy into our family, and so I look forward to much joy that you'll bring to